So you've got this in rival with each other. The best Ferraris and Lamborghinis from the decade you were born. From the decade you were born. Would this be, man, decades ago, where these car models actually came out, right? So you can see this is like a political view because they kind of are in contrast or contrasting it with each other. And as you can see, they're contrasting it with each other because, so because they're contrasting each other because they're sort of in opposites in like a political. When you see something that's in politics in itself, right? Yeah. So Lamborghini and Ferrari have been trying to outcar each other since the early 1960s when Lamborghini introduced his Grand Touring car to answer Ferrari's dominance of the Italian motor scene in road platforms. Let's explore the greatest cars from two bitter rivals. So it's a lot, there are cars, all right, so many cars, so many models that are out there. So it explains that the 1960s saw the explosion of Ferrari in Formula One achieving motoring supremacy on the track. So what do you think does supremacy mean? Is that politically? Supremacy. Supreme? You know? While steadily building a road car division. Meanwhile, Faurizio Lamborghini, who only opened up shop in 1963, was building up a name for itself in the high-performance world thanks to the Lamborghini Miura. So you can see that there's many history to the car itself, okay? When you're seeing how it's built, and you're seeing what kind of model are in existence, okay? Yeah, the speed of it, why it's so expensive, what kind of car models are out there. Leverage tax laws to pay off home in under tax cut relief, okay? Life insurance or pension card, okay? Yeah, football game. Hawks back day is Bedford battle looms in Giants clash. So it's exciting to see someone's speed, okay? Their accuracy and agility, like Pokemon. You see the furry animal. So, furry fan animal, and something's actually popped up, okay? Actually, opening links, and this is actually taking a while. Palimia. Apparently it doesn't open up. But that's how I was in my group chat. So, Project Art. Go back to the link. So I can always go back and reverse. Oh, binoculars, and it's got all these ads, okay? All these ads that are all over the place, which is okay, right? So, you know, there's a lot to read, actually. It comes down to, all filthy. So you're going to use a product to maybe cleaning trick, Dr. Clean, alright? So as you can see, look at this car. By the 1970s, Ferrari SPA had entered its own golden age of both racing and road car production. So as you can see, when it's on the track, compared to it being on the roads, okay, which would be argumentatively in a different scenario. It's a crochet, looks like a crochet, yeah. So you have different models, like, then when it updates, when it gets to a better model, like if you think of cars as a kart or a bodybuilder or builds or better performance, as you have different cars, like having genetics and things. But I think this video should keep it relevant as to why these cars are very collectible and why this would be worth about 14 million USD. I think the Porsche, no, 917K is celebrated for its groundbreaking racing heritage. Is it holding that its history? Okay, could 2025 become the turning point for CCUS? Right. So you find it that there's an advertisement, an ad that says this. When we think about CO2. Could 2025 become the turning point for CCUS? Okay, so does this mean carbon emissions? Does this mean better for our transport, better for our ecosystem? Okay. 2025 could mark a turning point for CO2 capture, utilization, and storage. CCUS, according to industry analysis, Wood Mackenzie's latest forecast. You enter your business email and maybe you get the report, or right. So you can see some are business reports. Okay, so some of it's a report that you can download and you have information. Okay, you would have a certain amount of information. A new white paper for Mitsubishi Industries argues that on the CCUS on a continued growth path will not only require favorable technology, policy, and investment momentum, but an uncompromising focus on building out the value chain, transport, storage, and usage of captured CO2 domestically, internationally as well. So that's that for you. So a lot of which you'll see that there's every use to every bit of information that you get, and it has something, a cause for it representing a certain thing. Okay, I talked about methane, cal methane, in another video, but you see, got tax related stuff. So when you get yourself into some finance and you get yourself into some sports, and so certain brands be promoted, like fast food chains and things. When you're watching maybe AFL, you're seeing that. You can see like other companies like McDonald's and things on the billboard when the game's being played. So why is it like a token with how you have a stock exchange and you have the value of something in a token form, or you have financial institutions, or what do they do, how they operate, what kind of examples would there be? When we get into marketing and talk about the prestige of cars and why they're valued for money for a certain type of customer that fit in line with a certain amount of income that they earned. Okay, so the price of loyalty, Australians are losing hundreds by staying loyal to health insurers. So these are examples. Well, these are real health insurance company. Okay, this is referring to that, and this is what I'm referring to what I'm seeing here. Okay, feel like if you're paying too much for your cover, it's been paying more every year without being offered extra value. There's a good chance you could be. Well, people pay for their health insurance. Okay, people pay for certain things in their life. They pay for things, and looked, when you go to a bank and you have a certain communication where it's said in a certain way, okay, there are many examples on how it would be said to you in plain English in communication forms.